our hands. When we disagree with something, we do this. Right? So, two options for the next 10 minutes. We could go into breakout groups, and you can go and find the speaker whose idea you're most interested in, or perhaps some of the speakers might want to pair up together. I don't know how they want to do it. And you can go into a small group with them and talk to them about what you think about their proposals. Or the second option is that we just have a sort of straightforward question and answer session for the last 25 minutes. Yes, Pete?
How long have we got?
Well, it's 25 to 4 now, and we were told that we can't really leave the building very much later than 4 because we've got this as a favour. So, and there is a poem at the end which Steve will be doing, which I really want to make time for because it's an excellent poem, which ties up this session quite nicely. Okay, so who's up for breakout groups? Okay, a few people there. Question and answers? Okay, that wins, I'm afraid. This is democracy. Right, so, okay, I'll just guess I'll facilitate this session then. Who's the first person? Tim, I see your hand up first.
A number of things, but I'll try and stick to one. What you were saying, George, at the very end, I think said a lot just before the bit about the power stuff. I think in terms of coming together as individuals and as groups, and thinking of what the one narrative that we're trying to get across. So, not spending all of our time arguing with each other about, this bit or that bit, but actually having the one narrative that then supersedes everything else that's going on and that people can pick up on. I think that's something that's really important. And I think that's something that should really be a focus because it is such a problem on the left or in any groups who want to try and see some change. You end up spending most of your time attacking your neighbour rather than really pushing forward with the change. So I guess the question is, do any of the speakers, or does anybody have a suggestion, other members of the audience, what's the one message that we could put out there in all of our different fields, in all of our different roles in society, that would be the sort of the call to arms to address the failures of the system or the corruption of the system that means we're not making sense any longer. Our leadership, our politicians aren't able to fight for what we need. Our media isn't able to tell the stories we need it to tell. Our corporations aren't working in the interests of our society. How do we sum that all up? How do we bring everybody together?
Okay, so just to paraphrase that then, I think you're asking, Tim, for the one narrative that we need. Does anyone from the audience, Tim opened it up to the audience, does anyone want to try and answer that? Okay, cool, right, so a few people have put their hands up. I saw Christine's hand go up first, so I'll let her have a stab at that.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we can all agree on is that in terms of the UN and our governments, they're meant to represent us, and the UN Charter, it says we the people. So it's kind of about putting pressure on, also standing up ourselves and saying we're the ones with the power, and they're meant to be representing us. And I think that, you represent us, the kind of challenge is something that we can all agree on. I'm not sure whether that's really a narrative, but part of the message, maybe.
Okay, thanks. I like that, yeah. Democracy. Right. Okay, Anne Kay, please, can you come back on that one?
Yeah.